It is September 18th, 2020, and this is the Wrestling Inc. podcast. I'm Glenn Rubenstein, here with Matt Morgan, going to talk Smackdown tonight, Smackdown on Fox. The return of Sasha Banks tonight. I was hyped. I liked what they did. I think they...
Really?
Well, I would have been fine with her not showing up to the Rumble. I would have been fine with keeping her off.
Yes, me too.
But I think they knew... Yeah, I think they knew it would pop a rating to bring her back tonight and have Bayley just beat her up again. She's
Sasha Banks. Of course it would.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing what they can. I mean, all in all, look, I'll just tell her, let's be straight with our audience. Matt, was this an essential podcast tonight, our essential episode of SmackDown tonight? Was this must-see TV, to borrow a phrase from NBC?
#NO.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay. There was some stuff. I mean, this teaming up of Roman Reigns and Jey Uso does not have me excited to build their one-on-one match. Why don't they just go out and play racquetball or badminton and then go share a beer afterwards? That's how heated the rivalry is right now,
Touche. I got nothing better than that. That's really good. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, this isn't what I want to see in a championship defense at a pay-per-view. I want to see somebody with something to prove, not this slow burn. I mean, slow burn, it's like the pay-per-view is going to be here before we know it. When does Jay, tonight, he meaningfully picks up the title and looks at it. There's your story, folks. That's all. That should tell you all you need to know. It's come on. Let's do something. Let's get real with it. Let's get, you remember what you did to me? Something.
Let's get jiggy with it, as you would say.
Yeah.
But of all the people to allow to freely speak, I would let Jey Uso do that.
Yeah.
They're missing the boat on this. Big time. Big time. For a guy that's been crandled into the tag team division for so many years. Just let him fly. Let it loose. Because I know he has major league promos built in there. I know he does. We all do as professional wrestlers. But to be in a tag team for so many years, I will promise you, he has multiple Grand Slam promos in his head. They just need to let him do it. And I feel like they let him do it tonight.
Yeah, it wasn't for me. Now, there are some dissenting opinions about tonight's show. Antoine Fair, $5 super chat.
Of course,
saying, Glenn,
Antoine Fair.
Got to call you on this one. I love the teasing of murder on WWE programming.
Okay, Antoine Fair. So, This is equivalent to what I've always told you guys about rubbernecking on the highway.
Yeah.
Just because there's something crazy going on here to the right, and we have to constantly look, does not mean it's good. Seriously.
I feel like the most heat right now, the stuff that I'm most interested in, I think Sami Zayn, what they did with him tonight was good.
He needs a haircut bad. And quick.
Yeah, hey, don't most of us at this point. I like that. I like with Alexa Bliss, although it is kind of weird, again, if she's going dark and, her launching her podcast, it seems a little, counterintuitive. When The Fiend came out, it wasn't Bray Wyatt's The Fiend. Look at all this evil. Look at all this darkness. By the way, he's got a WWE podcast launching soon where he's going to talk to you about his life, his struggles, and the things that make him smile.
And his craziness.
Yeah. Kayfabe, man. Kayfabe. Monopoly Man. How many years are you guys going to do this podcast? I feel like it's already been 4 years tonight, but no, Matt and I have been doing this now 4 years. Over 4 years.
What kind of weird-ass question is that?
Matt, I think in these times of uncertainty in the year 2020, the Wrestling Inc. fans want to know that we're going to be there for them, and we're not going anywhere.
I feel a shot there from Monopoly Man. I don't like it. Monopoly Man, beat it.
Morgan's like, is Sam Adonis replacing me? Why? What have you heard? What's going on?
Ew. Sam Adonis replacing me as what? Hey, so tonight's match was, I can't give it a star, but I'll tell you about my relationship with each and every one of them back in 1992. And they're really good people, and it's cool to watch them in today's wrestling. That's my report.
Josh Taylor, $4.99. Jay needs to be let loose on the mic. How he and his brother did against the New Day in that rivalry, the rap battle. I agree.
Yes.
That's why this is Jay looks like a little kid looking up to his, remember your kid, you got the uncle or the cousin you think is so cool, and you're like their sidekick.
Can I just say something? I don't buy it on top of it. And it started like right when Roman brought him out to the ring, like, was it last week? I didn't buy it then either. I buy it that Jay's the funny one between the whole family.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, the best talker between all three of them, including his own brother and Roman. And it just feels super scripted, in which, if you guys have seen Total Divas, I'm sorry, Jay would hand Roman his ass on the mic. I'm just sorry. I'm just being honest. And they should allow him to do just that. And they're not.
Yeah. I know. Antoine Fair, $5. Follow up to his earlier chat saying, I agree mostly, Matt, but I'm also a fan of slow burns and cliffhangers. And in the Roman J story,
are you
they're slowly getting to it.
Dork.
Here's what I'm going to do, Matt. This should be your campaign fundraiser. We should do a night.
Oh, this will be good. When I'm calling fans dorks, yeah, they'll definitely.
No, we let fans come on, and it's like a virtual dunking booth, and you sit there with your mic muted while they just pay to cut promos on you the whole time. And they get to say to your face everything they're thinking.
I refuse to. A big portion of these fans that watch this show, and I have enough DMs to prove it, love when I just do boom, 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 back to these fans.
You hear that, Antoine Fair? He's scared. He's hiding.
No, Antoine, I am not, my friend.
Terrible Trey 89.
Stop baby facing these people.
Terrible Trey 89 says, I don't remember the last time I watched WWE. I just catch you guys every show.
I don't know what I feel about that, Trey.
I mean, thank God.
Well, okay. So, like, should part of me wishes, no, I don't wish, actually, but part of me was thinking that we would do WWE a huge favor by us doing our podcast enough to our fans love the show enough to say, all right, you know what? I want to know what Matt Glenn are about to be talking about later on tonight, so I'm going to watch Smackdown. That's very arrogant of me to think and hope for that. But by the same token, Terrible Trey just said, F it. I'm not watching none of these shows. I just want to come to the podcast and see what's going on. Thank you, Trey.
The Wrestling Inc. podcast is its own thing, man. It goes beyond just wrestling.
Only PS when we're on. I'm just going to call it right now.
Yeah, it's true. No one wants to, talk about Raj and Sam's breakfast cereal routine.
Because nobody cares.
DNA of TNA Morgan fan, $5, saying good podcast. I may be a regular donator. That's word, not super chatter. Oh, I may not be a regular donator.
Thank you.
But by the way, isn't it dope Sonya Deville does your elevator move, Matt?
Not without giving it credit. I sound like Bill DeMar, or Bob Holly, or some mid-carter complaining about them stealing my Alabama Slammer, right? But can I just go into this for 1 second?
Sure.
I literally invented this move. And I'll tell everybody here in the Wrestling Podcast, this is exclusive, on how I invented the elevator. So, Tom Pritchard, maybe Lance Storm, but definitely Nova, Mike Bucci, were evaluating us in OVW. I picked up Matt Capitelli and do a stall suplex. And Matt was still fresh off Tough Enough. He didn't know what he was really doing just yet. And I'm strong, but Matt his feet started to come forward. I'm like, oh shit, what to do? Because if I drop him, I look like crap and I look weak. So I called it on the downward swing, DDT me. Well, he goes to DDT me, but he let go of my head 3 seconds before we hit the mat collectively. Rip Rogers, who was also there, stopped the practice and said, holy shit. He goes, what was that? And I go, I don't know. And he goes, that needs to be your new finisher. I go, what do you mean? He goes, that was original. It looked like you took a stall suplex and swung it into a rock bottom. He goes, Matt, that needs to be a new finish. Nobody's doing that. That's original. It fits your height. It fits your gimmick. You need to steal that. And you need to call it the elevator. I'm like, okay. And therefore it became the elevator. An accident, for that matter, became the elevator. So until I hear or see good old-fashioned Sonya Deville giving me my credit, stop stealing my shit, girl.
Somebody asked Sonya Deville for comment, and her response was, who's Matt Morgan? No.
I will backhand you. Continue.
Jody Shauna Jenkins, which is a couples account, Matt, before you go with your next response to this. Canadian $5. Saying, Matt, what's the better tag team finisher, the heart attack or the spike pile driver?
Heart attack for sure. Are you
Yeah,
shitting
heart
me?
attack's pretty dope.
Definitely.
Ethan Kaufman, $5. I just wish they let Alexa get back on that great heel, heel that she was. After Bayley, there's a drop off of heel women with Charlotte being gone. I agree with that.
He's right. 100% right.
Okay, so I'm scrolling down. I'm a little behind here. Well, because our fans just love this podcast so much that they're compelled to give Raj Giri money.
They love when you and I are on. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Okay, so Justin Lopez, $5. What do you guys think about Melina signing back with WWE, and what show would you put her on?
Wait, what?
Yeah, did this I admit I was a little distracted today.
Sign back as how?
She signed back. Former women's champion Melina Perez returning to WWE.
All right, that's it. I'm getting out of politics. I'm calling WWE and I want to return because if Melina's back, I want to be back.
Yeah.
What the hell? Is there an age limit here? Seriously.
She's a little younger than you are.
Oh, she's much younger than me for what it's worth. Yeah. And I love her to death. She's family. But good on Melina. I'm happy for her, obviously, personally. But, where does WWE decide to all of a sudden, out of left field, start to make this decision? This is my question. Because there's many others. Where's Tori Wilson? There's many others that could still be on TV today. And I'm just wondering, what is it about any of them that, I don't want to sound like a hater, but where does it stop off? Does that make sense?
No, well, yeah. I mean, how old's MVP?
I'm sorry. Melina, he's older than me. I'm 44. Yeah. I guarantee you he's 45.
46, actually. I just looked
there. Thanks for playing. Exactly.
So there's still hope for you yet, man.
And I have 12 abs. You don't. Just pointing it out, folks, with veins in them. Wait, what?
You know what it is? You don't post enough workout photos. You got to put
because I'm up for re-election. Nobody wants to see that stuff.
They want to see Vince McMahon scrolling across Instagram on his private account, which he has one, and just sees Matt Morgan oiled up and shirtless, and he's just like, oh my God, why did I let this man go? I got to get this kid back.
Because he's leading a city his son is going to grow up in, and your kids are going to grow up in. Just a little bit bigger than playing cops and robbers on TV, Vince.
I wish it was cops and robbers. Combo Breaker earlier said with the super chat, Sam Adonis was hacking Matt's connection. The Congosaurus, £5 saying regular but no norm, live in UK, small country to country club. Feel like want to praise WWE for featuring women. But segments were awkward. Also more Matt doing Sam. I think there was some good stuff tonight with the women, but yeah,
Which women?
Well, so I like the stuff with Nikki and Alexa.
All right, stop. That's good enough. So hang on. I've not watched this show since 1986, and there's this one time at band camp that I went to a Denny's with Nikki, and it was awesome. We had so much fun. We became best friends. We had matching tattoos. I haven't talked to her in 12 years, so it's cool to watch the show now and see her doing good.
But I still have a friendship bracelet that I need to send to her. Yeah.
Yes. Glenn, come on, that's money. Give me nobody knows what I'm talking about. Glenn, put it over.
Wednesday night fans of the podcast now. This is all leading up next year, WrestleMania in LA, Matt Morgan versus Sam Adonis for charity. We got to make it happen.
It's not fair. I need to be in wrestling shape for that, but go
ahead. Chronoshaw, $5. Matt, rewatched you and Angle BFG 09. Absolutely loved it. Read James Storm is a free agent from NWA. If this is true, where does he go next? I'm going to get some more water while you answer this, Matt.
I pray to God as my witness that Storm gets an opportunity. Finally, I'm dead serious with WWE. James Storm is one of the best promos, the best gimmicks. He's not a corny cowboy. No offense to newer edition cowboys without mentioning names. Storm the Tennessee Cowboy, I buy that, right? Because that's how he lives his life. He's out at the bar every single after show, drinking beer and buying everybody at the bar a beer, even though he doesn't have the money to do it, because he's a cowboy. And I swear to Christ, I hope he gets his opportunity with WWE. They will be insanely foolish not to give him an opportunity. He works with everybody. He's athletic as shit. He'll get in shape. And he's amazing on the microphone. I swear, I hope he gets a chance with WWE. I don't care what level. Storm, if you're watching, I hope you get the opportunity to go back to any level WWE because you'll kill it. Promo-wise, first and foremost, and then in the ring because he's that damn good. And I hope he gets the opportunity because, like, he's one of my favorite opponents of all time. Like, when me and Abyss were stuck in that ridiculously annoying tag team where I was clowning Abyss all the time and trying to make him impress me, our both me and Abyss's favorite tag team partners was definitely, obviously, Beer Money. We had the best matches with them. And also 3D, I'll say. But definitely Beer Money because of, and I love Bobby, but because of Storm. Storm's promos were hilarious. They helped move our matches forward, our storyline forward. There's nothing he can't do. So I hope he goes to WWE because if there's anybody out there that deserves it who's not had that fair opportunity yet, it's him.
Ethan Kaufman, $5 saying maybe Retribution.
That's all long enough.
Yes, that was good. I go downstairs to get water and my wife starts talking to me and I'm like, I'm just getting water. Okay. I have to go back to the podcast. I will happily have this conversation with you later. Ethan Kaufman, $5. Maybe Retribution was just messing with you, Matt, your stream. Hope they give the ladder match time because that should be great. I agree.
Ethan, I'm sorry for calling you a dork, but yeah, they're not messing with my stream, dude. What the hell?
You know what's weird? I didn't even pop for the Retribution reference. That's how lame Retribution's gotten so fast.
Nobody has. It jumped the shark on week 3. Week 3. Go back in time, folks. Tell me I'm wrong.
And we're going to get to SmackDown because people are asking, but the super chats, Jesus, Raj Giri is just sitting there hearing cha-ching go off at his house.
Settle down, dorks. You'll wait.
Monopoly Man, $10. What is the most awesome Sting story, Matt, that you have from TNA? And why does Lacey Evans lose so much on SmackDown? I feel bad for her, and she could be a badass babyface. She didn't look like a babyface tonight.
I don't get it with Lacey Evans. She would be my number one female. Like, if it was my company, the Matt Morgan Wrestling Company, Lacey Evans by far and away was my number one star. By far. Because she's a real-life superhero in real life as a military vet who has kicked ass, taken names, and shot people. I'm sorry. What's seriously, really? She's badass. And she knows how to do her gimmick and be entertaining while doing it. And she's incredibly young in her career, I'll remind folks. But anyways, what else was on this one?
Sting story.
Ooh, you asked that on purpose. It was the fact that Sting forgot his own Stinger Splash in my multiple matches with him, and you can hear me audibly yelling at it when I said, "Shoot me off." Eat a buckle. Sting Splash, go. I eat it. Kick me in the gut. Suplex me. And then do his finisher. What? This is a Hall of Famer. I don't make fun. I'm not trying to be cute here. But
yeah,
it goes into the millions of fans out there, not fans, wrestlers that you hear talk about how amazing Ric Flair was at making Sting. Really? Yeah. I'm 20 years and at least 20 plus years in Stinger's career. I don't want to shit on Sting because he's a good Christian guy and I love him to pieces as a human being. So I don't want to make him look a certain way. But you had to call his spots an awful lot, and I'll leave it at that.
Manish Maloo, Sasha versus Bayley at Hell in a Cell. Love from India. Thank you, Manish. They could do that. I think they should wait till the Rumble, but tonight could have been a pause.
Folks on Wrestling Inc., can we get a hashtag Manish? Is that possible?
No? Antoine Fair, $5 saying, I'm not cutting a promo, but Matt's making me feel like I should go heel. Lakers are up by 15, so I'm in a good mood. You're lucky. Just kidding.
Listen, settle down. I'm the biggest LeBron mark on the planet. You can't jump on the bandwagon now when you knew you were jockeying, let's see, the Clippers. You were all over the Claw, and you were hating on LeBron. I'm the original LeBron mark, so settle down there.
Bobby Burns, $1.99, saying, here we go with another Morgan. I created this move. That should be your gimmick when you come back. You should just be like, I'm the forgotten legend.
Hang on. Folks, get your recorders out. Get your recorders out.
Should Joshua start getting ready to post an article on Wrestling Inc.?
No, more importantly, Bobby Burns is about to eat it big time. So number one, Bobby, sweet glasses, sweet hood, you tool bag. First and foremost, you in a million, trillion, bazillion years would never say that to my face because we both know what happened. You would have a trail down your leg about yay big of piss to the point where the supermarket in which, whatever rhyme or reason, we magically just happen to bump into each other in, would say, trail of piss down aisle 8, please come help Mark. Mark meaning a double entendre, but I'll digress. Are you doubting me that I did not create the elevator? I'm very confused by this because you can ask anybody in the game, where did the elevator come from? And they'll tell you the same goddamn thing. I came up with it. So, you can't see my fingers. And I'm ruining my own gimmick here. Suck it, Mark.
Matt, the forgotten legend Morgan. That's a good gimmick, dude. That is a good gimmick.
I created this move. Whatever move that I apparently said
tonight's
I created.
Podcast, folks. This is going to go down with the Drunk Raj episode on Friday, I think.
Except that I'm sober, and I
know.
not allow marks like this who do not write into our show ever that think they're cute and going to come along and make little cute comments like that and not get blah, blah, slapped. Sorry.
Black Saw Johnny Hex, 1999. Thank you. What's up, people? Hope you're doing well. Love the show. That is fantastic.
Thank you, writer. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And okay, so we got James.
To the show.
People keep giving us money. Speaking of which, James Potts $5 said he tried to donate, Matt. It got refunded.
Yes, James. Why do you think? Yes, James. Yes, James.
100% hustler.
So do me a favor and take the joke out of it, Glenn. Be serious.
I know.
Tell him what my opponent would do with that. Please share with him.
Okay, so here's the deal. I ran a city council campaign for someone locally here before. You have to file financial disclosure reforms about every donation. And in that, you have to list occupation and who you work for, right? That's transparency in politics, clean money. You want to know who's funding your candidates. And so Matt had to refund that because there's no way you could do a public record where you say, I took money from hustler. Like, I get it. I get where you think you're being clever and I chuckle at it, but come on. That doesn't work.
$10 ain't worth the joke, brother. Come on, James. If you really support me, don't make jokes about your occupation, knowing it's public record. I'm gonna I don't know. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm all in favor of a joke, but come on. Arian Gomez, $2 saying his stars of the night were Evans, Alexa, and Sasha. I agree with that.
Wait, why I missed that? I'm sorry.
Stars of the night tonight in SmackDown, Lacey Evans, Alexa, and Sasha.
By far. Yes.
Yeah, they were great tonight. So Neo Akira, $5 says, need to get your thoughts on fans who watch AEW ironically. Do people watch it ironically?
No, I think they watch it to watch the new hot wrestling show, in hopes of it at least.
And I don't know. I feel like life is too short to just watch things to be like, oh, I'm better than this.
Who has 2 hours a day to do that?
I know. Well, with wrestling especially, I can understand a half-an-hour reality show tops. Tina Miller,
yes.
$10 saying I did simple, healthy diet choices and went to DDP's gym and lost 30 pounds. Trying to be an instructor there before the pandemic. I like to say the wrestling saved my life. Dallas helped me a lot. I got to get back on the DDP.
That a girl.
Watch.
Hang on. Yeah. Tina. And guys, and by the way, Tina Miller, which I got a promo on 2 weeks ago, was so cool. She's a fan of the show, and more importantly, she's supportive of me and Glenn. That she donated to my campaign.
It's awesome.
Mr. Potts. And she used her profession, and that was as a personal trainer. So, dead serious, Tina, that was incredibly impressive. So, the fact that you were able to do what you've done and overcome what you've come and using DDP to do it, that's freaking awesome. And it's inspiring. And that's the stuff that gives people goosebumps, dead serious. And being inspired about what you're doing with your life and about what you get paid to do what you do. It's about having freaking goosebumps the size of footballs about what you wake up in the morning to do and what you go to bed at night till 4 a.m, constantly thinking about. And that's awesome that's what you're doing, Dina. Dead serious. That a girl. I'm proud of you. We're all proud of you, I'm sure.
DPY is fantastic, and congratulations, Tina.
Yeah, dead serious.
Absolutely. Neo Akira, $5 saying Mayor Morgan versus Mayor Kane. When's the match? You've talked to Glenn Jacobs about that. You had to have had a conversation with him about that at some point, right?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Yes.
Antoine Fair says, sorry, I've been a Laker fan since I was 8. Lakers, Cowboys, Mets. Don't come for my fandom, sir. LOL. Saying I'm a Clipper fan is a crutch shot.
So I can't because I am Cowboys, Bulls originally, and Yankees. So, like, yeah, it's pretty bad too. But I'm a LeBron mark. So wherever LeBron James goes, I've admitted it from day one. I followed him to Miami, back to Cleveland, back to and then to LA Lakers. I follow him wherever the hell he goes and wish him the best because I have a man crush on LeBron James, and I'm not scared to admit it. Sorry.
Valid. Dustin Eck asking the question on everybody's mind with his $5 super chat. What the F ever happened to the hacker? Did the WWE ever reveal who is the hacker?
Screw the hacker. The hacker was a jabron act from the beginning, a C storyline from the get-go. Although, could you guys imagine if they, like, another month or two from now, it pulls out that's, like, and they somehow sign some major name and said, remember that hacker? Well, here he is again, folks. And it's like CM Punk or something crazy like that. It's not going to happen. The hacker was corny to begin with. Nobody's impressed by a hacker. Come on.
I think
Only hacker. Sammy. Only Sammy for me. Sammy's my answer for everything.
Yeah.
I think.
So did you see the story today? Manish Malou asking, The Rock destroyed his own front gate with his own bare hands.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
Yeah, he ripped it, apparently. Like the gate. There's photos, I think, online about this. I believe this is the story I'm looking at. I didn't get the reference. Yeah, he ripped the front gate open at his home. The gate wasn't working due to a power outage, so he was able to just, like, he couldn't wait for a technician, so he just pulled and ripped the gate off completely by himself.
So a really strong man showed, like, really strong, like, feats of strength? You don't say. Really? If you guys are impressed by that, you should see what happens when my garage door open doesn't work.
But I'm gonna say, Matt, have you ever, like, lifted up a car to save somebody? Like, it's cool when you show that you can do it.
Can I just throw this out there? No, but I have picked up a neighbor's 475-pound garage door that would not work on the chain. I did it with one hand.
There you go. I successfully
Hang on. Jeff, get over here and, like, classify this story. Can you see his flags over there? Can you see Jeff's flags? Can you also see Jeff's flags?
No, the lights.
Can you see it now? His green flag, his American flag? No?
No, I can't see it.
Jeff will come over here. Damn it.
Well, not to toot my own horn, but I successfully opened a jar of pickles earlier today that was giving me a hard time.
My wife,
I only had to bang the lid with a knife like 6 times, but it opened.
So that may or may not be my favorite 2 a.m. meal.
Pickles?
Oh,
yeah, because it's 0 calories. That's a diet hack. Pickles are a diet hack.
So good, though. So good.
And in fact, pickling other vegetables, people sleep on that. You can make jar pickles at home easily. Like, it's not hard to make pickled carrots, cauliflower. Yeah, I mean, you just get it's not going to be, like when it ferments for 2 years in a brine, but you could do it overnight.
That vinegar is so good.
Dude, making your own pickles is where it's at. Bread and butter or dill? Bread and butter's got the sugar, though.
Okay.
Yeah. Amin Jassim, $5. All this talk of food. Matt's getting hungry. Wants to know, hey, Matt, were wrestling schools as pricey 20 years ago as they are now? Because, wow, I want to wrestle, but student loans are also a thing. LOL, love you guys.
Student loans. Get as jacked as you can and go to a wrestling academy or school where they're going to look at you the way that OVWs look at me and go, this guy's worth investing our time and money into. Because we're going to get a return on our investment a year and a half from now when this guy hits TV. I mean, dead serious.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them would be like that. You got to make yourself be different. Get as big as you can, or muscular as you can, or as athletic as you can, or create a character that's crazy that nobody's seen yet. And, excuse me, a lot of these schools would be a lot more relaxing on what they're charging you. I guarantee it, guys.
So We're gonna get to SmackDown. We're almost caught up on the super chats.
You need to finish this. We need to get through a show, brother.
Chuck Kraft said, "Now we're talking about pickling. Let's talk canning." But no, hey, I am there. Like chat room, like let's not fire shots at other people in the chat room. But yeah, if some people say they watch AEW, ironically, that's fine. But thank you for the super chat. I am Air. Carrie the G Gilbert says, Matt, their whole game is about hacking. LOL Watch Dogs. Yeah, but you're not okay. So I played Watch Dogs, but you're not really hacking like to have to figure stuff out, right? I thought it was more that you just like, you know, hold down left trigger and then you wait for the countdown to get in. I mean, are there like puzzles or there legit like challenges there? I'm curious. I did play a little bit of Watch Dogs though. Okay, Matt, SmackDown. We open tonight with the dirt sheet. Miz and Morrison. Let's just talk about the storyline. That'll be easier, I think, to sort of recap what's going on. Miz talking about sending Mandy Rose, trading her to SmackDown by calling in a favor. And what's that?
It's very weird, but
it is weird. And this whole angle that like they're suing Heavy Machinery or they're suing Otis. Like Otis, I know, like, does this, as the average fan, does this pop you?
No, God, no. It's corny.
I mean, it was cool when Stone Cold showed up in the hospital and beat the crap out of Vince with a bedpan. But I don't think that, you know, like I've got a restraining order against you or I'm suing you for defamation or assault. It is a little weak. It's not cool. And not that the Miz is cool necessarily. So the Miz, right. Yeah, the Miz attacked, Otis attacked the Miz during this segment. Because of what the Miz did in trading Mandy. I mean, whatever. Grand Metalik versus Cesaro with Kalisto looking like he's in a Lucha Ska band wearing that hat over his mask tonight. Cesaro picking up the win. I'm actually really surprised Street Profits didn't show up tonight to keep this going.
I'm really surprised this was the actual match on national television. I'm not trying to be a hater. I don't see why anybody would care about Grand Metalik, whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah, and I didn't think he was going to get the win.
Well, hello, of course not. I don't get it. This guy, no offense to him, he should be a jobber, taking L's to stars that they're trying to build. I mean, no disrespect by that. I'm just speaking the truth from my own personal opinion, for what it's worth. Yeah. I'm not into it.
Matt Riddle tonight doing his, I'm going to say homage rather than ripping off a Rob Schneider comedy routine from 1990 tonight on the multiple meanings of bro. Now, do you remember the Rob Schneider routine? We're talking about dude, how dude can mean anything.
Of course.
Like, you know, all the different intonations. It was the exact same thing. But hey, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, this isn't
very weak.
Yeah, I think Matt Riddle has more potential than this.
Of course he does. This is a guy. Okay, so WWE, if you're watching, which you're not, but if you are, this is one of those talents that you have got to allow the opportunity to spread his wings. You have to, because this is one of those crazy, like outside the box thinking talents. And it's only good, in my opinion, it'll only be good if you allow him to do it. But if you're going to superscript him, it will not work, because your writers that are writing for him, again, are total tool bags and dorks who've never been in a real fight, have never been in a real relationship, and don't know their ass from their elbow when it comes to pro wrestling. So when you're trying to write something for a guy like Matt Riddle that we all think is cool, please don't do it. Please, I'm begging you, don't do it. It hurts him, man. He doesn't need to be written for. Not because he's the Rock or Lawler or something like that on the mic, but because he needs to find himself. That's the guy to give as much carte blanche as you need to eventually he finds himself, because he's worth it. Do you know what I mean? His potential is that big to me.
No, I think I don't know how much they believe in him right now. This seemed like a weird promo. Someone saying in the chat room,
5'9" dork writing that.
Yeah. So apparently I missed a super chat from someone in Australia for $14.99. $14.99 Australian.
Raj, sorry Raj, but I'm not.
If you're that person, be honest. Type it in the chat. And
you are. We'll read it for free because that's
yeah.
ridiculous. Don't pay $14.99. Say, hey, I'm the dude who paid $14.99.
Yeah, but
so we know
this isn't an I am Spartacus thing. I want the real person that paid it.
Yes.
Monopoly Man, $5 saying, Matt, I watched your mini documentary from Muscle and Strength. It was cool. Where's that? Where can people see that? Is that a thing?
That's pretty random. That is a thing. And that is pretty cool. You watched that. Yeah, that was me just after I got elected in 2017.
Oh, I remember
that. Bench press is 655. Yes, there's not a WWE superstar on the roster that can bench that. I just thought I'd throw that out there. But continue.
Terry Allen Jr., continuing his running theme of really wanting you to pre-order a PS5, wanted to let you know that he ordered a PS5 and wants to know if you watched the PS5 show.
Okay, so like I'm a dork for not, and I should be. But my kid has not. How do I explain this? Jackson does not know like game controllers yet. He doesn't know how to hold in his hand. He doesn't understand how to play it. He's still on the flat iPad flat screens doing this, right? You guys see me? Like doing that with the controls, which I think is incredibly amazing, and I'll take it for where he's at. But hopefully we get to the stage of controllers.
And I would think that would be easier to comprehend with an iPad because you're seeing the movement with your finger. You're not having to correspond what you're doing with the controller versus the screen.
We were at the dentist one day. He's never played a game in his life.
Wow.
He doesn't even know what a video game is.
Wow.
And he's there with the other kids, and they're all gathered around him. I went to take a piss and come back, and I go, wait. And I took my camera phone out. I started recording. I go, oh my God. I like narrating it for my wife so she can hear it. I'm like, wow, there's like 5 kids watching Jackson play a video game.
Wow.
You taught him how to play a video game. Like
that's awesome.
And I personally work with him the most here at the house. I'm like, I've never showed him this. So I was like, maybe this is what they say, like with certain autistic kids have like certain genius with certain things.
Yeah.
That only have to be shown something once, because that was that. And I could not get, this was crazy. So maybe I need to move them up to the controllers, but we'll see.
Speculation tonight. Did somebody freeze frame the promo of the mystery blonde lady? People seem to think it's Carmella based on a tattoo on her wrist.
So, dear fans, you need to go out on a date. But you know what I'm saying? Like, why are we breaking it down to that detail?
Yes. I think that's part of the nerddom, though. Come on, dude. In the 90s, you would have been doing that. If there would have been a glimpse in a vignette of the third man in NWO, and you saw the hair, and you're like, oh, I think it was Hogan, you would have freeze framed that shit like the Zapruder film.
Okay, yes. Okay, if you give me that analogy, yes. Because I may or may not have hung that. But, okay, no, because here's the difference. What was it? New York Times had that as their back cover story that was hanging up in my college dormitory room the next day. I don't think this was on USA Today or Connecticut Post or anywhere for that matter.
Yeah.
This was just another story. But that is fun for what it's worth. I agree with you in trying to uncover little hidden gems and Easter eggs here and there that they try to give us. I don't get the Carmella stuff, though. I'm being honest.
I mean, it's an interesting repackage. She's been over with everything she has done.
Ever. She's got over our truth crap, which I thought would kill her. It didn't.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It seems like a drastic reinvention. If it is Carmella, I hope it works and it's received well. Let's talk about a moment of bliss tonight with Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. So we didn't get an explanation. Alexa saying, oh, I don't know what happened, why I gave you the Sister Abigail.
Because you flashed out.
Yeah. I mean, okay.
I'll buy it. I'll take it because I like her and I don't care anything whatsoever about Nikki at all. Nikki could get backed over by a school bus tomorrow, and I will not care when it comes to by comparison. I'm dead serious. We're talking, Glenn. We're talking storylines. Stop trying to be like literal. I mean, that's serious. Versus this main event, former women's world champion that's held like 1,009 women's championships before the rest of them did. And I want to see her get back to where she was. And I love her talent to death. I think she's awesome as a heel. So I hope this gets her back there. I really do. And Nikki's corny as hell. I'm sorry. I just don't dig her.
Okay, well, she's going to be facing Bailey again at Clash of Champions.
And how quickly
wait,
do you think Bailey
I
just
know.
smothers her?
Okay, however, though, see, if they're not doing Sasha for Hell in a Cell, what if Bliss is ringside and then Bliss attacks Bailey afterwards, sitting at Dark Alexa Bliss versus Bailey for Hell in a Cell? That could be cool.
For sure. I can see that.
Okay. Lacey Evans came out and interrupted tonight. I mean, this was corny, but I kind of liked it. It was fun. Have
you seen her military, what do you call it, show, by the way?
She has a military show?
She has like a that's so generic, sorry. She has like a military move-in type show where they're on Instagram. You guys haven't seen that yet? Any of you super chatters don't want to waste money paying Raj?
No, but I see her stuff on social media. I see the stuff she does with members of the military, stuff for charity.
She does,
natural baby face.
With Montel Williams. She partners with him. She does this awesome reality show on trying to get people basically free stuff for their new homes that they just purchased and whatnot. And She is awesome on it, and full gimmick the whole time, full heel the whole time, and it works.
Military Makeover.
Thank you, Bill Mack. Thank you. It's an awesome show. I don't get what WWE's waiting for with her. She's a star in every sense of the word. I don't get it. Big time. I mean, I'm not going to say more than Charlotte, but she's right there.
Well, she lost to Nikki Cross tonight in their match.
That's the problem.
Here's what I don't like. It's just it's all about the title feud on SmackDown. They don't really invest in the women beyond who the champion is and whoever's facing the champion.
Right.
You know, so after the match, Nikki stood tall. Bliss said Cross is her best friend. Cross celebrated in the ring with her. Cross went to the back while Evans stumbled out of the ring, and then Bliss stared off into space, then went over to Evans, hit the Sister Abigail on Evans. So I think this has got to be building up for Bailey versus Alexa, and that could be pretty money.
100%.
So we had a video package on Jay and Roman's family narrated by Paul Heyman, which was cool.
Did you think that was weird though?
There's just, where's the heat in this? Where's the heat in this feud? You know? I do.
That's what I was asking. Yep.
It's not interesting, Matt. It's like if you wrestle a match against your brother, and it's just like, well, we're gonna see who's the better man.
Best of the best, right?
Yeah, like no, I want like Mom always loved you more. I grew up resenting you and hating you, and I'm gonna take it out on you in the ring.
Or you grew up spoiling Roman because you thought he was always be a bigger star than the rest of us. Like, there's so much intrigue you could throw in this. And they're just not.
Yeah, as Chris Jones is saying, it's not a feud. It's not a feud.
Oh my God, is it not a feud? This is literally like, I don't know what to even call this. It's not a feud, but it's like, all right, so pretend we did birthdays on the same day, but we're blood relatives. So it's going to be my year to have the birthday. So like your birthday is just, we're not going to pay attention to any of it whatsoever. And we're going to have mine at, let's just call it, give me a place, Dave & Buster's or.
Sure. Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese. That's what I was looking for. Chuck E. Cheese. But your birthday is completely ignored. Like, it's Jabron status. And there's so much they could do because it's an Uso, for crying out loud. Both Usos, I would give the mic to and just say, here's 60 seconds, go, kid. Because they're going to kill it no matter what. They're missing this big time, in my opinion. Sorry.
Now, unless this match happens, Jay loses, obviously. And after Jimmy shows up.
You don't think he'll be the world champion? Really?
Jimmy shows up and Jimmy and Jay beat down Roman.
Okay.
And then it leads to something interesting. That's the only way they can sell it. I don't think they're going that.
Here's the problem. Then you make Roman a baby face by getting jumped by two people. It cannot happen that way. So if I'm WWE, like I told you from day one, I'm having Roman kick the bejesus out of his own blood relative. There's nothing more gross or sad or disgusting or just maniacal than making your own family member bleed. Like, that's pretty low.
And this families fight the worst. The worst fights are fights with your family. The worst fights.
I don't get why they just won't go there. They have to go there. You want this guy to be taken seriously, heel. You have to go here now because you've teased it. You haven't delivered on it for 3 straight weeks now, I'll argue, on how malicious Roman Reigns is willing to be. This makes no... I don't get it.
They should have Rikishi show up, and then the Usos should be like, you always thought Roman was more talented than we were. That's why we had to be a tag team. Everyone thought he was a single star. Like, they got to add some heat to this.
They do, but the problem is then you're talking about 2 people complaining, which gives them not sympathy, but they sound like crybabies. And they become the heels in retrospect because of that.
But that's fine.
Roman needs to be the heel. This stuff writes itself, and it feels like they're going out of their way. With Paul Heyman, no less.
I know. Paul Heyman was silent for most of this.
Not a good idea. Not a good idea.
Look, I love Paul Heyman, and happy Shabbat Shalom to fellow member of the tribe. But Paul Heyman's not known for his good looks and charm and gravitas. Paul Heyman's a talker.
Yes,
that's why you involve Paul Heyman.
And a jerk. He's Arliss of today. Yes.
Yeah. DNA of TNA Morgan fan $5 saying, guys, wish you both liked Raw. Worst show is WWE main event. It's all highlights in one match. So boring. By the way, Melina returns to TV next week. I don't think main event's even a real show. I never even think about it.
So time out. What TV is Melina returning to next week?
Raw maybe?
Or Smackdown. I hope. That's awesome for her. I'm happy for her personally. Yeah. But and no, it's not. AEW is. Sorry. Don't be mad at me.
Antoine Fair, $5. It's not a feud. It's a stepping stone or a plot point or a device. But to what? It's a stepping stone to what? What?
I don't know. I was asking. Sorry.
No, about Jay and Roman. It's not a feud. It's a stepping stone or a plot point or a device. This is your championship. This is Roman's first defense.
Yeah, and as his family, again, it's blood. It's a blood relative. He should put the kibosh him and just make him bleed within the first 4 minutes, 3 minutes. So the rest of the locker room goes, holy crap. If he'll do that to his own relative, oh boy, what's he going to do to the rest of us to haul that championship? Sorry.
I saw it first as saying this is set up for Roman versus The Rock at Mania, Vince plan. If that's the case, people think they don't have the patience for Sasha versus Bayley at Mania. So what's going to happen? Roman beats Jay, Roman beats Jimmy, Roman beats Rikishi. Let's just bring out,
I'm okay with all that. If you get to The Rock, sure. And Rock too better do their job.
So Sasha Banks backstage, the promo tonight. What'd you think of this? Talking about the emotion she has sitting at the Performance Center, the house her and Bayley built.
It was amazing, but again, way too soon. I know everyone wants to see her get out there and cut a promo because everybody loves Sasha Banks. It's universal. I get why. Too soon. I'm being super nitpicky with this, I will admit. But I would have waited 4 weeks for this. Dead serious. She's been cocky as hell. She is cheated to win. Yes, we saw the turn start when she was losing and Bayley didn't care about her anymore, essentially. We did see that. Okay. But that's keep going down that road and get us all the way there to that dead end where it's babyface Haven bouncing back at us after 2 months of not hearing from her. That's for my money. And I'm an old school wrestling fan. Maybe that's why. So I'll take that.
Yeah. So, and I encourage everyone to watch this segment. This was probably the biggest thing of tonight by far. But I thought Sasha was passionate. I mean, she was crying. It was very good. But she put some heat on Bayley, saying she's an idiot and naive because Bayley's nothing without Sasha. But then Bayley suddenly appeared. Then she said she's going to one day take the one thing Bayley loves, the SmackDown Women's title.
You got to slow that down because that didn't make any sense. You said that she was. Go ahead. Say it again.
Okay, so after Sasha was emotional, after Sasha, then she got angry, right? Sadness turns to rage.
Where was Bayley at this point?
Well, Bayley wasn't there yet. So Sasha said since she's useless to Bayley now, one day she's going to take the one thing that Bayley loves, the SmackDown Women's title. Right after she said that, Bayley suddenly appeared behind Sasha, smacked her with a steel chair, wrapped the chair around Sasha's injured neck as 2 trainees and a staffer broke them up. They got Bailey out of there. Medic came. But the key takeaway from this is one day. So maybe Hell in a Cell, maybe Survivor Series, maybe the Royal Rumble, maybe WrestleMania. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week, maybe not next year. But one day, Sasha's going to take that title.
You're 100% right. I like this.
Sami Zayn wrestled tonight for the first time in like 6 months, and he lost to AJ Styles. So
I love AJ. I did not like the finish of this.
I know Sami should have won this.
I agree.
Sami should have won. Like, you don't put the heat. You can't get on him and build him as credible and like worthy of these guys. And then Hardy, because Jeff Hardy attacked after anyhow. Sami should have won this. But look, it's going to be a triple threat ladder match at Clash of Champions. Gold Rush. That's the subtitle between AJ, Sami, and Jeff Hardy for the Intercontinental Championship.
Corny. So corny.
Give me
1 second. Sorry.
No. I mean, look, Sami Zayn is a star. Sami Zayn is fantastic on the mic.
He deserves better than that in his first match back. Come on.
Especially if you're trying to build him up to hold his own with these guys that have been trading wins.
Yes.
For months.
Lord, yes.
And people are saying, is he buried? I don't want to say burial, but this is... Why would you do this? Why would you bring somebody back saying he never lost the championship and then have him lose his first match back? I don't get it. And it wasn't a title match, so it's not like there were stakes anyhow. Otis Tucker got served the papers from the Miz's lawyer. That's all we're going to talk about that storyline. Sheamus and Baron Corbin backstage. And they got a security guard to lure Big E out to the parking lot 2 weeks ago. So credited him for making the attack happen. Big E came over and slammed that security guard on top of a car and was talking trash. So, I mean, that was cool.
So, Glenn, what'd you think of that? Say that to yourself. So, Glenn Rubenstein, what'd you think of that?
I think Big E looks dominant. I like Big E being mad. I think we've been saying, what's he going to do to separate himself from what he's known for with the New Day and the wackiness, the gimmicks. This was it tonight. This was very good.
It was. I thought this definitely furthered him next chapter for sure.
And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. Again, we saw the Mystery Woman vignette. That's probably Carmella. We saw the Samoan Street Fight in the main event. Roman Reigns teaming with his Clash of Champions opponent, his cousin Jey Uso, versus Sheamus and King Corbin.
So
in a Samoan Street Fight.
Not to be a complete hashtag snowflake here, but should we be offended by this?
How so?
Hashtag Samoan Street Fight. What does that mean? My wife is part solely. I should go and ask her right now. Were you offended by that?
You should. I mean, they didn't and I'm not going to say what they could have done to make this offensive. Like, there's things they could have done to make this offensive, but maybe it would have made it cool also. You know what I mean? Like, if they did, like the scene in Hobbs and Shaw with The Rock and Roman is his cousin and this big Samoan family, and they're doing what's it called? I don't want to mispronounce the name, but you know what I mean? The fight dance stuff.
You're right. Yep.
Like, that was badass. And they could have done some stuff to make this badass. They could have done some stuff to make this silly. If Don Ho had been there, I think Don Ho's dead. But that would have been silly and maybe like, oh, this is a little offensive.
No, you're right.
So just calling it that, like, here's my rule about this. If you're gonna do it, don't just do it in name only. Like, why just slap a name on it? You know, it's like me it's
do it big.
Yeah, go big on it, because to just call it the name and do nothing is silly.
You're right.
Also, it would probably be weird if they did this with someone that wasn't Samoan or Irish. You know what I mean? Like,
but the fact that like Rock could do the entire that's terrible. I'm married into this family and I should know better. It's not kata. I forget what it's called.
Haka? Like, we're just seeming so ignorant right now.
No, I know this because my wife did it like for my wedding day. I'm going to hell, folks. I'm going to hell in a handbasket.
Okay, the Hawaiian fight dance, the haka.
Haka. There we go. God,
the war dance.
I'm the worst. The worst. So this is what it is, haka. But
which the Usos used to do in their entrance.
Oh, and they do it. They actually did a really good one too. Actually,
absolutely
a cool one. But still, like, by the same token, it's like, I don't know. I hate when they write for them. Just let them fly with them. I don't know. I just think they're cool. Does that make sense? I think the Usos are cool enough. You don't have to write for.
Yeah.
And I hate to say this to sound like a jerk. I do believe they're cooler than Roman, quite frankly.
I mean, they've consistently been cooler than Roman.
I mean, the Uso Penitentiary stuff, like, that was badass stuff. And that was not written for them, folks. Like, I would just give them carte blanche if you want to get your boy Roman over. I don't know, but whatever.
So Jay stole the win tonight after Roman speared Baron Corbin,
which was good.
That was cool.
Good.
But that's not heat. I mean, that's not.
It isn't, but by the same token, it gets him a major win over his all-star, cousin. I don't know.
Yeah,
I liked it.
So that was SmackDown. Yeah, it was okay. I mean,
our podcast is so much better than the actual wrestling shows we cover when me and Glenn are on it specifically.
Raj Giri's starting a new gimmick today, revealing that he's never seen Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh my God. All right. So listen, don't bite on this. Don't buy into it. Please, I am begging you all. This is Raj testing his own popularity level and seeing how many of you will waste money. Like, let's see, Glenn, chiming in like at the 35-minute mark saying, it was me and my bike, but where's my bike? Like, it's gonna be like, it's gonna be comments like that, Glenn. Do you know what I mean? No way. Please, fans, don't bite this. He had most certainly seen Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Don't bite on this, please.
So I was looking this up today. That came out the summer of '85, the same summer as Back to the Future, the same summer as the Goonies. I looked this up because I was like, man, 1985 was stacked.
And it was like number 2 or 3 rental there was to get at the time. So he definitely saw this. He's lying.
But dude, can you believe this? 1985 had Back to the Future, Better Off Dead, Breakfast Club, Brewster's Millions, Clue, Cocoon, European Vacation.
Club was 1985?
85, Fletch, Fright Night, The Goonies, Just One of the Guys, Lost in America, Mask with Eric Stoltz, Once Bitten, Summer Rental, The Sure Thing, Turk 182, one of my favorite films of all time, Weird Science.
No offense, dorky ones in here, except for Weird Science. Continue.
Young Sherlock Holmes, After Hours, St. Elmo's Fire, Commando. Yes.
No, St. Elmo's Fire, yes. Commando,
okay.
Obviously.
Rambo, Runaway Train, Silverado, yes. Witness.
Silverado, yeah, Witness. What else?
Falcon and the Snowman. It's a good year, dude.
But to be clear, like, folks, they are better than what's going on today. So I will admit that much. But, especially Commando. But, good Lord. Roz has seen Pee-wee's Big Adventure. He's also probably seen Pee-wee's, Big Top, right?
Big Top Pee-wee was not good. So you're a fan of Big Top Pee-wee, really?
So I was a huge fan of Pee-wee.
But a Big Top Pee-wee, I mean, Pee-wee's Big Adventure is incredible. Big Top Pee-wee is like, right. Okay.
So Pee-wee's Big Adventure was dope because, like, Twitz's sister was in it, right? Yeah. They did their Hear No Evil scene. What was that? Captain Howdy, they played on that. Huge Twisted Sister mark. But that whole movie was hilarious. I thought Pee-wee's Big Adventure. And Big Top Pee-wee was okay. It was a decent follow-up. And it controlled the video store. So I do not believe Raj when he said he did not see anything related to Pee-wee on VHS. I think he's lying, and he wants you guys to contribute to his bank account. Do not fall for it, folks.
It's a work.
It's completely a work.
Bobby Burns, Buck99, Other Morgan, you haven't seen that movie. Ronnie Matthews agrees. Ronnie Matthews says, the one time I agree with Glenn. Thank you. Big Top Pee-wee was sold.
Why is that the one time?
Apparently disagrees with me a lot. It reminds me of like Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, where it's like barely a movie. Like
no, it's a gimmick.
Yeah.
It's a gimmick. No, let's just call a spade a spade. When it came to Elvira, Glenn, I can't say these words. You can. What was it about Elvira that made her a very popular gimmick, would you say?
Well, I think of two things. Her wit and her charming personality.
I hate you, Glenn Rubenstein, you vagina. But okay. Yes, I'm sure that's what it was. And that is what it was. I agree with Glenn.
Elvira's great, and she still looks smoking hot.
She looks identical. Like, she's
Yeah.
not aged. It's crazy, but whatever. You're right. She's not aged at all.
Yeah. Oh, man. Anyhow,
we had so much better childhood than all you guys watching this today that did not grow up in the 80s. Our childhood destroyed yours.
And we had mystery about celebrities and their nudity. If they weren't naked in a movie or in a magazine you could find, like, as porn in the woods, like, it was all the imagination.
Yeah, it's porn in the woods.
Nowadays, like, we got Captain America leaking DPs, like, you know, now there's no mystery. No mystery. We grew up in a time of mystery and wonder, and I'm nostalgic for those days. Matt Morgan's connection dropped. Let me add him back.
No, I'm back.
Antoine Fair, $5 saying, Matt, I wasn't allowed to watch Pee-wee. My mother thought he was weird and banned him. Yes, that's legit.
No, you're trying to be cute because what happened to him one day, and you're bashing poor, what was his name?
Paul Rubens.
Paul Rubens, thank you.
Yes. And let's not forget that Pee-wee Herman PSA telling us not to do crack cocaine.
Oh, there was that.
There was that.
Listen, that video, I swear has got as my witness at every grocery store my mom went to, from Edwards to Stop and Shop, you name it. That was the #1 rented video. It was never in. Ever.
Yeah, it's huge.
Ever.
Huge.
Yeah, it was huge.
So I say 85 for me probably has more of my favorites than any other year I can think of off the top of my head.
Can you give me 86? Anything good in 86, Glenn?
86 had Running Scared with Billy Crystal and Gregory Hines, which I love.
Yeah, that was good.
Let's see, 1986 in movies.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Stand By Me, Top Gun,
Ooh.
Iron Eagle, our beloved Rad about the BMX biking.
Big time.
Dude, so Bill Allen from Rad, his autobiography just came out on Kindle. And if you buy it for $1.99, it's called My Rad Career. He's doing a live web chat next Saturday. So I bought it. I sent copies of it to my brothers. And I was like, dude, we're doing this live web chat with Bill Allen to talk about Rad next Saturday.
That's awesome. That was the best bike movie ever of all time.
Oh, absolutely. But no, let's see. What else? No, 86 was good. I'm just looking at this, and it's like, I mean, to me, it's a lot of stuff.
Back to Future somewhere in there?
No, Back to the Future was 85, dude.
Oh, okay.
Same summer as Pee-wee's Big Adventure and The Goonies. But no, I'm looking at 86, and there's movies that I like in 86. Like Wildcats, Pretty in Pink.
Wildcats was good.
Gung Ho, Crossroads, Rad, The Money Pit, Lucas. Let's see, Short Circuit.
Money Pit, I liked. Short Circuit, I hated it.
Yeah, Space Camp, which.
Oh, I like Space Camp a lot.
Ferris Bueller, Back to School.
Okay, game over. Ferris Bueller's in this. He's in that year. Game over.
Yeah, but Back to the Future. Okay, Back to the Future alone.
You want to say Better Off Dead, by the way, for 85 instead of this one. Really? Would you take Better Off Dead 85 over Ferris Bueller?
I really liked Ferris Bueller's Day Off a lot as a kid. As an adult, I watch it, and I'm just kind of like...
Brother, bands have been named after a simple writing on the back of a bus seat at the end of the movie.
Yes.
That's pretty strong.
Yes.
When was one... Hey, really quick. Was One Crazy Summer then 87?
I think it, let's see, it was One Crazy... no, it was 86.
Because I love that movie too. Bobcat Goldthwait was super popular with me this time.
But let me say this for John Cusack. 85 had Better Off Dead and The Sure Thing in the same year. Ooh. And The Sure Thing is still my favorite John Cusack movie. He is so funny in that film.
He really is.
And in fact, so we're watching on Netflix, there's a movie, The Babysitter, that came out a couple of years ago. And there's a sequel to it, Babysitter Killer Queen. We were watching last Friday night. And there's like a Sure Thing homage. Like they recreate a scene from The Sure Thing in the middle of that movie. Came out of nowhere. My wife and I were like, holy shit. No one references that film. And they did like a beat for beat thing of the hitchhiking, the saving her from the pervy guy scene. The exact same. I mean, even shouted out like some of the same lines. It was fantastic. But I love The Sure Thing. Love The Sure Thing. Okay, a couple super chats here before we take this home. Tina Miller saying 87, Princess Bride, WrestleMania 3, and me, LOL.
Wait, time out. Tina, you got to answer this. When you say me, Tina, do you mean like born me? What do you mean by me, Tina?
I'm assuming she means
find
born.
your answer. Don't pay to say that.
Yeah, okay. Antoine Fair, $5 is saying, I'm so serious. Barney and Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers, Matt, couldn't watch. His mother didn't trust overly friendly people. We have to have Antoine Fair on this podcast at some point because I wanna get the lowdown on this.
He couldn't wait. Time out. Your mom wouldn't feel safe with Mr. Rogers, what she did with the talking dinosaur?
No, not Barney. Couldn't watch Barney or Mr. Rogers or Pee Wee Herman.
Okay. Probably, you want to know something? She's probably ahead of the rest of us on that one.
Michael Sachs Jr. is saying my favorites are the Dirt Bike Kid and the cartoon Voltron. I remember the Dirt Bike Kid.
No, Glenn, you're not gonna ruin this for me. Cartoon Voltron was my everything. There's nothing cooler ever for me, Matt Morgan, in the history of cartoons. I'm dead serious. Than Voltron. He-Man was a very distant second, with Transformers a distant third. But you guys don't even get how much I love Voltron.
Keith Robinson saying 1986 had Howard the Duck just saying the first nudity young Matt Morgan saw.
Shut up.
And Howard the Duck. Brandon Hall, $5 saying the best bike movie was Quicksilver with Kevin Bacon, also 1986. Shots fired with that one. He was a bike messenger. Do you remember that Quicksilver?
No. What does he mean by bike movie? Like biker movie or
he's a bicycle. He was a bike messenger in Quicksilver.
I'm sorry. No, sorry. Tom Cruise's ex-wife on a bicycle was 10 times better. Sorry.
Wait, which Tom Cruise's ex-wife? Oh,
Rad.
BMX Bandits. No, she was in BMX Bandits. Nicole Kidman. The Australian one. BMX Bandits, not a great movie.
What? That was probably one of my favorites.
Rad is a much better film. Justin Lopez saying, since we're on Fair and Spieler, what do you guys think happened to Cameron once his dad returned home and saw what happened to his car? So,
come on.
Did you see, it's not a good movie, but Jamie Kennedy did that movie Kicking It Old School, where his character's in a coma for like 20 years and wakes up, I think it's the 80s. So Alan Rock cameos as Dr. Fry, and he makes some asides that he's still paying off his dad. He's still paying off the car.
Can I tell a much funny story?
Sure.
So I started something a while back with it's a China social media narrative, essentially. It really is. It's called Uplive. Remember, I kept plugging it on here, right, when I leave the show, and I get paid for X amount of hours that I would do it. Well, lo and behold, I get calls from the CEO of the company saying, "We just signed Jamie Kennedy. We want you to please do a 2-hour broadcast with him." I go, I don't know him. What do you want me to do? Like, we don't care. So literally for 2 hours, there's me and Jamie Kennedy. He's in his place in Los Angeles. I'm here in Florida. I'm in my garage. And he's like, so dude, I used to be a wrestler. I'm like, so dude, I used to watch you all the time on TV. And like that got old after 2.5 minutes. We had to hold this for like 2 to 3 hours. It was the most painful time ever, and that's including getting chokeslammed by Big Show through multiple tables.
And the whole time
was terrible.
And the whole time you're just thinking, like, don't ask him about Jennifer Love Hewitt. Don't ask him about Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Okay, so maybe I did, and I said my favorite stuff you've done, okay, may or may not have been stuff. Yeah, that was that show because I'm a huge Ghost fan. If fans don't know that, watching this podcast, I love it, and I'm trying to get it to come to the city of Longwood. And a round of ghost hunters to one of like our haunted quote unquote hotels that we have here in the city from the 1800s. I'm trying to get ghost hunters to come here because I'm a huge mark for that stuff. I swear to God, I am much joking. But anyways, talking about that, I love Ghost Whisperer. It's one of my favorite shows of all time.
Wow. Would not have seen that coming.
No, and Matt, thanks for wasting 10 minutes of our time. Sorry.
No, dude, Jamie Kennedy, it's still on YouTube. He hosted a press conference for like a video game company a couple years ago, and it was a disaster. And then he hosted a New Year's Eve special in LA a couple of years ago. That was a disaster. Like, I thought Jamie Kennedy experiment was super funny, but something has happened to that guy since then.
It was ahead of his time. That's the problem, Glenn. It's about timing. And like, the poor guy sitting there saying, "What do you bench, bro?" Like, it was bad. And I felt bad because I'm like, you don't have to do anything entertaining here. Like, I'm the jabron to your humongous, like, mega star. Like, I'm a fan of you. Like, I was legit, like, typing him as we're, like, filming this together because I watched all of his shit.
Yeah.
You know,
I read
I'm
his
like,
autobiography once.
I'm like, you don't have to try right now. Let me be the one to try and like you make fun of me. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Yeah.
Because I was a big fan of his. That's the win.
Well, there you have it. Did not see that one coming. On that note, I think we should wrap it up for tonight. Let people get on with their weekend. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. We'll be back here Monday night to talk about Raw. Until then, take care, and we'll see you next time on the Wrestling Inc. podcast.